Which actor seemed miscast in a role but ended up killing it? I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting Heath Ledger's Joker to be so incredible. Can't believe no one has mentioned Hugh Laurie's House. For people who never watched BBC maybe, but Laurie was the lovable British goofball. The upper-class twit, a comedian. House is a brooding depressed American Sherlock Holmes. Absolutely kills it. Can't imagine anyone else for the role now. But good lord. Could you imagine someone like Patton Oswalt being cast to play an ultra-serious British version of Sherlock Holmes? That's basically what they did there. Apparently his accent was so good the creator of the show was shocked to find out he wasn't actually American. He said in an interview that his kids were freaked out when he spoke to them while still in character. John Lithgow as a serial killer in Dexter. I grew up watching him play a goofball alien in Third Rock from the Sun. I was massively disappointed when I heard he was playing a serial killer in the new season of Dexter. I thought it would be ruined. His first scene, no dialogue, just him stalking a family at the beach while sipping a tea somehow chilled me to the bone. Man's an amazing actor. Bruce Willis in Die Hard. Before that he was a normal rom-com guy cast in an action film when most action leads were absolutely shredded. So much so that the trailers had audiences laughing and they actually removed him from the poster. Needless to say, the rest is history. Edit, the Movies That Made Us series on Netflix is great and has an episode on Die Hard if anyone is interested. It's funnily what made his role seem more realistic. There were stars like Schwarzenegger who are just cartoonishly ripped in a way real-life people just aren't. Bruce Willis embodied a more down-to-earth, believable badass. That was literally the whole point and McClane's whole personality. He literally isn't a super bullet immune badass, just a guy in a wrong time, wrong place situation. Too bad later movies made him able to take out helicopters with a car. Edward Norton American History X. I could never feel intimidated by Norton, or so I thought. I was terrified of his character. Primal Fear seriously freaked me out. Ed Norton has been scary to me ever since. Fun fact, to get the role he told the director he was from Kentucky. He's from New York, not Kentucky, I don't ducking know. He stayed in character, with accent, for 9 months to keep his lie from getting out. That guy from Not Another Teen Movie is gonna be Captain America? He already sucked as the Human Torch. Hey, whoops. My bad, Chris Evans. I don't think it's that he sucked as the Human Torch. It's more that the movies were so bad that everybody sucked. Yeah, Evans is actually great at playing the cocky douchebag. That's what most of his roles were back then, and we got to see it again in Knives Out. Knives Out is a perfect example of him playing a douchebag and nails it. All those characters were great and he still managed to stand out. Eat shit, definitely eat shit. I love how absolutely offended the family is when he said that. The family deserved everything it got in the movie. Every single one. Gene Roddenberry hated Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard. To the extent he had him wearing a wig during casting. The runner-up for the role told Stewart that he killed the audition, but to lose the wig. Eventually Roddenberry came around, and I personally think Stewart's Picard was the most amazing captain to ever appear in the franchise. I've been rewatching lately and I absolutely love how consistent he is about going stiff and grumpy whenever children are involved. It's such a specific thing to have decided for the character. Wasn't there that episode where he was trapped in a turbolift with 3 kids? Gave them crew roles and his uniform pips and was singing Frere Jacques. Season 5, Episode 5, Disaster. Joaquin Phoenix playing Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. I am a huge Cash fan and was very disappointed. He absolutely killed it though. I was so wrong. Oh yeah, he shocked me how much he transformed into Cash. Amazing performance. Joken is a freak. I love his work, that guy knows how to sell a character. His role as Commodus in Gladiator made me genuinely despise the character. That was the first time I'd seen him act, and he does take on a part and really wear it. Danny DeVito seems miscast to me in almost everything but Big Fish, but he kills it at everything he does. Danny DeVito seems miscast to me in almost everything but Big Fish. He would like a discussion with you about his performance in Matilda. In Big, you're little. In Right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it. Michael Keaton in Batman. People lost it when he was cast. I remember reading that his Beetlejuice performance sealed the deal because they saw him doing angry scenes. What are your qualifications? Well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague and had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now what do you think? You think I'm qualified? When his voice changes from a sort of flat baritone from the start, but lived through the Black Plague. It escalates so fast to the character going ballistic, plus the pauses in 167 times. And it keeps getting funnier. Every single time I see it. Just perfect delivery. I can't realistically see Beetlejuice being shown as formerly a level-headed human and now an absolutely deranged poltergeist any better. I can't help but wonder if he improvised the wanking gesture near the end when Adam asks if he can be scary. That absolutely flew over my head seeing this movie as a kid, ha ha ha. Rob Lowe in Parks and Recreation. Based on some of his other work, it didn't seem like the role of an enthusiastic health nut fit him, but he killed it. Probably Robert Pattinson in every serious movie after Twilight. Hess a genuinely great actor and him hoping that the Batman will pull people away from that one movie he was in. Dude, The Lighthouse was ducking incredible. Pattinson has such fantastic chemistry with Dafoe, I couldn't believe it. Anyone reading this, please watch the trailer. I watched an interview with Dafoe and apparently they didn't get much time off set beforehand, but then got to know each other during the press runs. Incredible casting by Robert Eggers. Daniel Radcliffe in everything after Harry Potter. Dan Radcliffe has money from today until the day he dies. He doesn't have to act for money. He can act for the fun of it. Which gives him freedom to pick the really fun roles. Because it doesn't matter if the movie flops. Hess said either way. He just wants to play the interesting characters. Hess the yin to Nick Cage's yang. Patrick Warburton as Lemony Snicket. Really came out of nowhere for me. I totally imagined Lemony Snicket as a scrawny nerd, but the classy suave character turned out to be awesome. I'll always refer to the pushback that Dark Knight got when it was first revealed they cast that blonde dude from A Knight's Tale, and that 10 Things. Teen romance and the internet collectively went WTF? Wow. That was a huge error on our part. I remember going to the theater to see Silkwood in 1983 with Meryl Streep and Kurt Russell. When they showed Cher's name at the beginning, people audibly laughed. She was fantastic in the movie and went on to a very respectable film career. I had always thought she was a good actor from her days on the Sunny Cher show, so why not go dramatic? Anyway, I love all her work. Cher in Moonstruck gives me life. And her work in Mask was absolutely moving. David Tennant as Purple Man in Jessica Jones. To me, he was a brilliant but goofy Doctor Who, not a baddie. Holy cow though, if his safe and cozy Doctor rep didn't quickly dissolve away. Jessica gives me heebie-jeebies. I was skeptical of Pedro Pascal as Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones. In the books the character has a darker, more commanding type of charisma, but Pedro's version was terrific. I loved him as the Red Viper. He just oozed charisma. He had a wonderful level of confidence and arrogance and righteousness. He was the hero in his own story, but unfortunately Game of Thrones wasn't in his story and he ended up getting something in his eye. His introductory scene was set up so beautifully. Here we have the larger-than-life and frankly terrifying figure with very personal and quite sad motives for his part in the story. And that just really compounds his tragic end. Pedro Pascal also seemed to have so much fun in the role too, for all that apparently, he didn't even intend to try out for the part. Nikolai Coster-Waldau gave an interview where he talked about complaints against him being cast as Jaime Lannister because he had such a big nose. Can't imagine anyone else in the role at all now. George Clooney in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Edit: this opinion is not made in hindsight, but from the pop of when the movie came out in 2000. Only 21 years ago. Also, punctuation. Every time the Coen brothers call Clooney he only has one question: are you gonna make me look like an idiot? If the answer is yes, he says yes. Him and Brad Pitt are character actors to the bone, Cursed with leading man faces. And you can tell they think that way. Brad Pitt especially. Absolutely sublime in 12 Monkeys. Anytime he leads a film, all I can think is that's Brad Pitt. Anytime has a side character, I get absolutely lost in his performance. Even more on topic with the Coens is Brad Pitt in Burn After Reading. Ducking hilarious.